What's up everyone, welcome to Stockton. It's a pleasure to meet all of you. On this channel, we talk about stocks before they start blowing up, say goodbye to chasing stocks at all-time highs, and say hello to making some money. So if this sounds like something you want to take advantage of, then hit that beautiful subscribe button and like the video. Now let's get to it. Before we get into the video, I have to say that I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say is just my opinion and is for entertainment purposes only. Having said that, if I'm talking about a company, I'll let you know whether I'm personally going to invest in it or not towards the end of the video. But you should always do your own due diligence, so with that out of the way, let's get started.
BNGO just dropped a huge bombshell today, and we need to discuss what this means for the future of Bionano Genomics. Dr. Kohli and Dr. Nikhil went live on Lab Roots today to present their work using OGM with Saphyr to identify the structural variants that can explain why some people get very ill from COVID-19 and others don't. This is a question that has puzzled the whole world. Through the data that we've collected on the virus so far, it's clear that it's not as simple as only old people suffer the most from the virus. It's a lot more complicated, since now we're seeing a greater number of younger people also dying from the virus in places like Brazil and India. So if we can identify with greater accuracy the people that are more likely to get severely ill, we could keep society functioning properly across the globe and also save a lot of lives. So if BNGO can solve this puzzle, I would imagine that every country in the world would want to use Saphyr, and just imagine what that would do to their revenues. And check this out, Dr. Kohli put together a consortium of experts to use Bionano's technology to study those COVID-19 susceptibility variants. The lead investigators come from these leading US research centers. Just look at some of the credentials of these scientists. We have experts from Rockefeller University, Harvard University on this consortium. This adds to the credibility of the findings from this pivotal study. So far, this consortium has mapped out about 100 patients with OGM. In the genomes of the first cohort of extremely ill hospital-admitted patients, the consortium found 7 structural variants that were rare and specific to some of the most ill patients. One of the SVs affected the expression of STK26, a gene that regulates interferon production, an important part of the immune response to viral infection. The case with the SV has the highest level of this gene, but all severely ill patients turn up this gene. Saphyr identified many more SVs affecting the immune response in severely ill patients. One of the patients had a duplication of KRT15, one of the cytokeratins that is involved in the transmission of the virus from cell to cell. By increasing the cell-to-cell transmission of the virus, this SV may make the disease more aggressive in this patient. The study showed a total of 7 large variants identified with OGM that are each specific to just one of the most ill patients. But the team also identified a number of SVs that are shared by many of the ill patients. Saphyr identified this large inversion of one of the hardest to detect genomic variants, disrupting the MUC4 gene, which supports a lung mucosa that can protect against infections. This inversion was present in many African American patients who are also more susceptible to the virus. In total, the consortium found 11 SVs with Saphyr involving 38 genes implicating in immunity and inflammatory response, resistance of the lungs to pathogens, and viral replication and spread, which may explain why some patients are asymptomatic while others can get very ill. At the end of the presentation, someone asked the presenter whether they see a clinical use for this data. They replied saying that they hope to use this structural variation data to create an early warning assay to predict which of the patients arriving at the clinic are the most at risk and need the most intense treatment. So guys, this is great news for Bionano Genomics. Gene sequencing and optical mapping is here to stay. Every country in the world owes it to their citizens the best possible technology that can prevent further loss of life from this terrible pandemic. And it sounds like Saphyr could help in identifying those people that are at a higher risk of getting severely ill from the disease. And this could help prevent the loss of life. We've already seen the UK government opt for Saphyr, and soon we'll start hearing about other countries adopting Saphyr as well. Anyways guys, that's it for today's video. Have an awesome day and I'll see you in the next one.